Good evening to you. Thank you for your company and welcome to this Good Friday edition of MTV. We've got an interesting show for you tonight. First up, we look at a very important event that was held in Sydney today. Now, ever since Bob Geldof pricked the world's conscience with Live Aid, the rock and roll industry has been aware of the potential power of getting some of the biggest names in the business together and rallying popular support for issues and causes. And one issue that's come to prominence in Sydney is the pollution of what used to be some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. Today, some of the biggest names in Australian rock and roll joined forces to help turn back the tide. This report from Alison Drower.
Earth is a garden, it's not a bloody factory to be used and spat up and polluted. Everybody, reach out, reach out, reach out and search somebody.
I've swum there many times and it's sort of been, you know. But I think it's just a great thing to do, you know. I mean, you don't want in years to come to go, oh no, you know, we should have done something about it then. You know? Yeah. So do something now before it's too late.
Everybody sit down. Reach out and touch somebody. Reach out, reach out, reach out and touch somebody.
The thing is, not only because it deprived me of swimming in the local beach, but it endangers my children, and nobody is going to do that and get away with it. Nobody is going to endanger the helpless and the defenceless, the naive and the innocent, because we, as their parents and as, you know, their foster parents, because which we all are, will protect them, and we'll protect them, and, you know, if it costs blood.
Beach has definitely seen better days. I'm not just talking about this fabulous weather either. Turning back the tide is not going to be an easy job. Swimming out there is a health hazard. It definitely takes the fun out of coming to the beach. But there's a new wave of consciousness sweeping Sydney, so who knows? Maybe if we all try a little bit harder, we're going to clean up this act. Just how bad is the pollution out there?
Pretty bad, I reckon.
Is it something you sort of think of when you're sort of waiting in the queue to the loo?
Yes. Yeah.
While you were sitting in there, were you thinking about the pollution problems in Sydney?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
You were?
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
How bad has it got?
Oh, it's got really bad. I mean, in the last couple of months, I mean, there's so much media action about it, and it's just really alerted people,
Mate, go and walk over into the head there and have a look at the brown tide of shit that comes out there, mixed with oil and toxic waste and organochlorines like dieldrin, heavy metals. Forget it.
You're a Melbourne person, as you said on stage. What are you doing here?
I'm Australian. It has nothing to do with being from Melbourne or Sydney or Brisbane or Perth or Tasmania.
No.
It's, you know, they're our waters. They surround the whole place.
Yeah.
And it's getting messy. And I think also, I guess it's a twofold advantage for me. If we can get the people that can do something about it over here, maybe we can get them to clean up Melbourne as well, and Sydney and Brisbane and Adelaide and Perth and Tasmania too.
Is that the message? Help?
Well,
Has it gone that far?
I think so. Somebody said to me yesterday, you know, it's about time that this problem was brought to the attention of the people, and I disagree with that. The problem has brought itself to the attention of the people, and it really got to be cleaned up. I mean, this whole thing will put a lot of pressure on the guys that can do something, and I think that's terrific. We're going to really get on your tail, guys.
Oh yeah, the shits are getting bigger.
I don't really know what we should do about it.
Yeah.
And like I said, you know, you can get annoyed about a situation, but you need some sort of specific sort of remedy, which, you know, none of us seem to have, and we need some help. We need some educated people to help us figure this out.
My philosophy for myself personally is that I'm going to stop eating, and therefore I will be helping the sewage problem. Can you...
Well, not in the long run, will it?
Run is a good word there.
Good word.
Let's hope the leftovers from this concert didn't add to Sydney's beach pollution problem. Of course, the answer lies with you.
Certainly was a star-studded lineup and raised, well, the last figure I heard was about $40,000. I suspect that's a very conservative estimate, but a reminder that if you're in New South Wales and you would like to contribute to that fighting fund, you can do so from Wednesday at the State Bank. It's raised consciousness of that issue that applies not only in Sydney but everywhere in the world. We should all be very conscious of what we're sticking down the drain and down the loos, because ultimately it does come back to haunt us. Premier Greiner has accepted on behalf of the New South Wales Government responsibility to clean up the mess, and there's an independent committee headed by Dawn Fraser that's going to look at the many options to put an end to the destruction of our beaches. That report comes down in September, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. But a good one today, and apart from all that, there was some fantastic music, and congratulations to Mark and Todd Hunter and everybody else who put Turn Back the Tide on.